What is up guys, it's your boy Manny from the Art of Finance, and in today's video I'll be going over my Vanguard, Trading 212 and cryptocurrency portfolio for the month of June. So as you can see in my total investments page, I've given you a quick breakdown of where all my investments currently are, and I am at a grand total of £24,523. So you could take a quick visual of what I currently own, and you can see the majority of where my money is. So that's, of course, I do truly believe in mutual funds and index funds and ETFs. So that being the S&P 500 and the FTSE 100. Then my next largest being Ethereum. So I'm going to go into it a bit more in depth and give you a breakdown of my entire portfolio. So if you did notice on the previous page that I didn't actually have Bogged Finance on there anymore because I have actually sold my position. So moving forward, if you don't know what Bogged Finance actually was, Bogged Finance was actually a really great tool and website before it got hacked, unfortunately. So Bogged Finance got hacked, and that's why the price has decreased heavily since then. Bogged Finance actually enabled you to do was put in a buy and sell limit orders onto smaller coins that you could find them on Coins. I know the name is kind of weird, but that's one of the sites that you can actually purchase them on. They're actually giving you charts, and then you can actually put the contract code onto Bogged Finance and then actually place purchase orders and limit orders, so you could quickly buy in and buy out, so you don't have to keep on going back onto a different site to actually track them. So that's what Bogged Finance actually was. It was actually really good for all of the small coins that were coming out. You couldn't really find them, for example, on CoinGecko or Binance or other pages like that. So for all the small coins, this is where you can actually get them to track. And with those small pages, you couldn't actually put on a buy and order sell limit, whereas with Bogged Finance is actually provide you with that tool, and hence why it's actually gone up in terms of price. So you can see I think this is the time around about just before May of why it went up, and then they was looking to implement even more. But when they got hacked around the region of, I believe it was around about the 17th of May, and I was actually staking my Bogged Finance as well. So if you don't know what staking is, it's sort of similar to mining, where you buy part BNB, part Bogged Finance, and then you end up with a staking reward. So for the amount of times you hold, every time someone does a transaction, you get a kickback on that. So that's something that I did. Now, the reason why Bogged Finance actually went downhill quite a lot is because they've got hacked, as I mentioned. And when they got hacked, what happened was everybody who was actually staking benefited from that, as whoever hacked it must have dropped a load of coins into everyone's wallet. And from there, as soon as I saw that, I got a ping notification, and I thought, oh, what is going on? That it dropped quite heavily. Taking a look then, and I thought, wow, I've got so many coins now, what is going on? And my initial capital that I actually invested into Bogged Finance was around about £150, and then I ended up staking it as well, and I think I bought a total of about £400 or £500. So in a total of maybe £500-600 I've totally invested. And when I got so many coins, I was thinking, wow, I didn't really stake that much for that long. So I was thinking, how did I get these coins? Then I found out it got hacked, and I thought, you know what, let me quickly sell it, because there was this large decline, as we can see right here. So what happened was I quickly sold it on the night. I was actually on a night out, and I've sold it. I didn't sell all of it. I've actually sold everything that I had in terms of what they was given to me, so all my Bog. So I think I sold that for around about 2,500 when converted. But bearing in mind, I still actually had my LP. My LP cake is when you convert part BNB and part Bogged Finance to actually give you that staking reward. So I did have a fair amount in that being staked, and when it dropped around here, I thought the next day it dropped even heavier, so I thought, you know what, let me get rid of it, and I sold here. If I did sell around first sold, I would have made more money. Of course, hindsight is 2020, and you never know what would go up, if it was going to go back up or go down. I guess I made the right decision and pulled the trigger, and I made an extra £500 here. Thank God I sold, otherwise it would have went to zero. So I'm quite happy about that. So I've got a nice reward from small time investing into some of the smaller coins out there. It does go to show that you can make money from meme coins, and I think I did literally 10 to 100x my money on that. So I'm really happy about that. And the way I see with small coin investing is that you invest a small amount of money, and you, with a potential flip side of it being 10x or 20x, like my SafeMoon or my Bonfire, for example. And then actually when you cash out, then you want to put that money into more of a safer investment. With these smaller risky ones, you want to put in a tiny amount, so that's your 10%, and then the 90% of your money you want to put into safer investments. So I just wanted to quickly give an overview of how much I made off of my Bogged Finance, and I hope that shows that you can actually make some money off of the small coins that are coming out. But you must be very careful, because I've also have lost money as well. I like to be very transparent, and I have lost maybe around about £300 in terms of investing. Probably actually not even 400, 350 maybe. But you can see that, and that was in dollars, so in pounds I've pretty much made it back already. So I'm kind of happy to pour a little bit of money out of that to also reinvest into some smaller coins with potential upside for it. So moving on, you can see my total portfolio of what I have on Binance. So on Binance, I currently still have quite heavy on my Ethereum, and you can see with my pounds, that's pretty much where I've had. I bought back my money from what I've sold, and I've converted it because there was the extreme crash that Bitcoin did see. So from going from the heights of around about $40,000 going back down to, I think it's around about $24,000 at the moment. So an extremely heavy loss from Bitcoin, and the entire market has plummeted, and so has everyone's cryptocurrency. So at the moment, my crypto is not doing too hot. My Ethereum is still carrying me at the moment, and I did actually get into an investment of VeChain, which I'll be going over in another video of what it's actually about. So when there was the dip, I could have bought a bit more in terms of funds. I did put a little bit more into Ethereum, but I did really want to put in, but I was trying to find the lowest. It's very hard to judge when the lowest was going to be, so I missed out on buying in very low. But oh well, you learn from your mistakes and you just persevere. So this is a quick breakdown. So from last month, I think it was around about 600 plus. Just a bit down in terms of profit at the moment, but of course with cryptocurrency it does go up, it does go down, so I'm not really too fussed about it at the moment. But yeah, so moving on. So this is my SafeMoon and my Bonfire, and I have to like to point out a mistake where I think with my Bonfire I should have sold it when I saw it around the 10k mark, but that's me just holding on because it was a hype coin. I should have just actually sold it, and I could have made quite a lot of profit from it. So at the moment I do have £1,000 invested into Bonfire, and SafeMoon I've got around about 400. So with both of them, I'm kind of happy to hold both for now. I think if I see Bonfire maybe hit maybe 5 or 6k, I think I'll sell it. And same with SafeMoon, to be honest. SafeMoon has actually done me really, really well with the small amount that I invested. Bonfire has declined quite heavily, as you can see from the chart, just over time. So I'm hoping that it doesn't fizz out to zero, but that's for me just holding on. If I do ever see it go extremely low, then of course I'll definitely sell them off and then reinvest them into something, because at the end of the day I did still 10x 20x both of them, and I'm happy to hold at the moment. But you can't win it every single time, and you'll learn from your mistakes in future. And I'll be looking out for maybe some smaller coins, or if you have any suggestions, give me a comment down below and let me know what I should look into. So moving on, we go into my Vanguard account. So I currently have a rate of return of 33.11%, which is excellent. It's very hard to get a percentage like that in terms of a return, because I did manage to buy the dip back in March when it did come up. So it's been over a year now that I've been investing, and I've increased my investments to £600 a month. So I'm being a bit more aggressive with investing every month in terms of my safer investments. So this is where the bulk of your money should be. And currently I have a total invested of £8,600 and a return investment of £1,756, giving me a grand total of £10,356, and everything you can see is just steadily going upwards, which I'm very happy about, and the market is sort of recovering. Moving on, you can see how much I actually own in each one and where my actual profits are coming from. So you can see a large majority of it is from the S&P 500, and then a smaller amount of it, well, I'll say small, £667 into the S&P 500, and both of them giving me a dividend return as well. And I do have some cash left over, just in terms of when I do invest, some of it, the full whack doesn't go in, and that's just it gets left into account. But I'm thinking about maybe when that does hit a significant amount, I might put it into the Japanese market, so I get a bit more exposure, or maybe in the Asian market. But moving forward, so I just wanted to get, like I was saying, a bit more diverse, maybe invest in some other areas, for example, because right now I'm heavily invested in the United Kingdom and North America. And if you look at my top 10 investments, it's Apple, Microsoft, Unilever, Royal Dutch, and so on and so forth. And the sector allocation has actually changed, so now I've got quite a few percentages in terms of the financial sector, moving on to the IT sector, and so on. So it's always good to see where your money is actually getting distributed to every time you do invest more money into the account. So it does give you a bit of a breakdown of where your money is actually going to. So moving forward, we go ahead and look at my Trading 212 account. So I've seen good returns at the moment, £245. So you've got to bear in mind with big stocks, like for example like Coca-Cola, that they have reached its sort of peak, and the amount that it's going to grow is a lot slower compared to other investments like companies that are growth companies. So Coca-Cola, very steady, giving me that dividends, what I'm happy about. And GameStop actually doing quite well. They allowed their shareholders to actually vote on the next chairman, which I thought was excellent, that they're getting that community involved into the company. So I did actually see it peak at £130, but just at this moment it's plus 161. I was thinking about selling it, but I wasn't too sure of when to actually sell. I'm not entirely sure when I should pull the trigger on GameStop, as GameStop is not really the best of investments. It was just more of a punt, to be honest, and they did see a double, and I did actually double my money on it, and yeah, so I'm fairly fine holding it at the moment. I'm trying to reinvest it. Same with BAE, I'm looking to reinvest. Of course, it's just a small amount, but I was thinking with the two combined, then I might potentially actually put it into a Disney, but I'm still taking a look into it before I make that decision. But like I said, if you have any suggestions that you think that I should take a look at, let me know down below. So moving on, just a quick overview of Bitcoin. So you can see where it was peaked around about the 45k mark, and now we're around the 24k mark, unfortunately. Well, it is what it is with Bitcoin. We've seen it jump up and down. Of course, we've seen it at its lows around the £10,000 mark as well. But with Bitcoin, like I said, it's very, very volatile. So it can go up, it could go down. And most people were actually predicting that by the end of the year, it would hit 100k. And we are yet to see. I think it will steadily go back up, hopefully. And as so, it will definitely benefit the entire crypto market. So moving on to gold. Gold has actually seen a bit more of a steady incline, going back up. So I do hold some gold jewelry, which I don't account towards my investments. The one I do account towards my investments is a 24 karat gold bar, which I hold of 20 grams, which is worth around about £1,000 at the moment. But I think I've got it noted down as 990. So I've always been trying to look to buy more gold, but at this mark, I wasn't too happy at buying it. I did want to try and buy it at a region around about the 900s mark. So that's just me personally. That's when I did want to actually try and buy into some more precious metals, but I'm just waiting for the decline at the moment. Taking a look at silver. Silver has sort of been steady around about the 20 and the £18 mark, which is great. So silver is actually being fairly steady. It's actually really good. It's used throughout the vehicle industry, A lot of vehicles, catalytic converters, silver is used, solar panels for example, water purification. There's quite a few things that silver is used for, and especially how we have a new era of electric cars coming out, and that's where silver is being used from. So I think silver is a good investment, but at the moment I feel like you are buying at a height of silver, especially looking at before the ranges that you could buy at. But of course, you never know, silver can shoot up even higher. So like I said, if you do truly believe in it, definitely any time is the right time to buy. So that has been my breakdown for the month of June. I hope you like it. If you have any questions, link it down below and I'll definitely get back to everyone. I hope you enjoyed this. This has been The Art of Finance. Peace.